Cooper finds O'Connor, steps through one. Just manages to squeeze the ball back as Horwell. That's a good carry. Now Australia starting to mount their own bit of pressure on Ireland. 9 phases completed now. Kenya. Cooper. Backhand pass. Couldn't quite find his mate Pat McCabe there on the right wing. And it'll be deemed a knock on.
No, I think it'll be deemed a forward pass. Cooper flicked it out of the back of his hand. He didn't need to do this. Again, this is anxiety taking over. Okay, he was almost outside of O'Connell. He should have just hit the ground and recycled possession. We don't need to take 50-50 chances.
Well, when he had an opportunity there to run at Paul O'Connell, just not a fair matchup, was it? And as you say, O'Connell did very, very well just to scrag him down. But another chance going a-begging now, or certainly in that instance for Australia.
Well, at least the Wallabies are playing more direct. You know, when you play it across the field, you know, you run the chances of not being near in numbers. You need to actually build the score a try, not by a fluke or an accident.
Having a look at the breakdown stats, Ireland 58-40.
Paul? Not every time we get
supports
down under pressure, we're having an injury.
Possession stakes now. It's 55% Australia, 45.
Use it quickly if it goes up or down, or else it has to be reset. If it has to, or else it has to be reset.
And Ireland, I'm sure they won't mind playing at this pace. Just trying to squeeze the life out of Australia. I'll tell you what, they won't be really comfortable in this field position, knowing the attacking weapons that the Australians have at their disposal. Any mistake, any error could prove costly against this very talented Australian side. Heaslip off the back of the scrum. Charges 8 metres. Now Ireland looking to run it out themselves. They find an overlap. Tommy Bowe, room to move, kicks the ball directly into Quade Cooper. And Fainga'a is cleaned up, but he gets pushed out. So Ireland will scoot up the field 45 metres. Geez, that's adventurous play by the Irish deep in their own territory.
Well, I think this was a massive opportunity lost. If Tommy Bowe here had just kicked it over, it was Quade Cooper that charged it down. If that ball had come away into the 22 of the Australian defending, goodness me, very brave from the Irish.
So substitutions coming on. Number 20 for Ireland will make his way onto the field. Conor Murray takes Owen Redden's spot at halfback. Conor Murray only playing in his third test, 22. Young halfback out of Munster, looking to inject a bit of life into this Irish go forward. Stephen Ferris, huge game. Punt directly to Quade Cooper. Good position, puts the step on. Runs into 2 Irish defenders and gets sent backwards. Beale wants the run up. Politono.
Lost forward.
Possibly have turned the ball over. Yes, knock on again.
Well, Mark, you just feel that Australia were down deep in Ireland's 22 there. They had an opportunity. They didn't quite take it. And now they're under the cosh again. It's the way that this game has gone. It's ebbed and flowed. And every time Ireland get back into the Australian half, you just think, my goodness, are they going to do it?
I just feel that Australia are losing the momentum, particularly with this Irish crowd. I think the Ireland are playing some smart football. And I think Pelota now is a good footballer, but he's played limited rugby this year. I think it's about time Robbie Dean's made some changes. We've got about 20 minutes of this game to go. I think he needs to make some changes in that forward pack.
Well, they need to get that man on back pretty quickly as far as Ireland are concerned. Here's Andrew Trimble coming on. It's a blood replacement, I'm pretty sure. Well, O'Driscoll will go up and get stitched up just now. I think Brian O'Driscoll, again, his usual powerhouse work in defence. Many people just imagine Brian O'Driscoll because he scored so many amazing tries for Ireland. He is just excellent in defence as well.
44 tries over an amazing career for Brian O'Driscoll. Puts him right up the top.
You know, I always felt that going into the last quarter, as we're doing now, if Ireland were still in this game, it was theirs that they'd give them an excellent chance. Can these forwards keep going? There's an awful lot of experience as well as age there. Can their legs hold out?
We've talked about the Australian bench. You have a look at Sean Cronin, Tom Court, Donald Ryan. They're all very capable players.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Forward stops for Ireland. 20 minutes to go.
Reset. Step.
Boy, this game has been everything what we expected it to be. We knew it was going to be tight. We knew it was going to be a real contest. And it has definitely lived up to expectations.
Let's go. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Scrum resets. We'll start that again. It looks as though they've got open comms to your commentary, Mark, because number 17, James Slipper, the Queensland Reds, successful team. They won the Super 15 title. Looks as though that he's ready to come onto the field.
And I'd certainly look at bringing Scott Higginbotham on for Rocky Elson. We just need some fresh legs in the forwards.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Looks as though Sekope Kepu, number 1 for Australia, gets charged for collapsing the scrum.
Ireland are now playing with the Australian scrum. I think that's why Robbie Deans has got to make some more than one change. He's going to make 2 or 3 changes in that pack. Unless we can have some influence at the scrum, we're not going to win this match.
Scrum infringements, you have a look at that, 4-1 penalty count. Well, that's the difference. It's 9-5, and they've all come from the scrum.
Well, this is interesting that we've got Ronan O'Gara that's taking over from Jonathan Sexton here in the goal-kicking duties, and his experience. Can it be enough to see Ireland home?
It's a big game temperament. Represented Ireland 111 times. Canada's 3rd Rugby World Cup. Just 2 steps in. Well, if that's any indication, the big green flag's all waving here in Eden Park. That kick has gone over, and it's 12-6 to Ireland. Quick restart there by Australia. Ball gets punted out. Fantastic kick. Kurtley Beale does a great job keeping the ball in play. It's Australia at its best, looking to push it. That kick almost went out on a full, but it'll be a line out to Ireland, 35 metres out from their line.
Well, an excellent kick there from Quade Cooper. None of this little just chipping over the top, but you know, he's been listening to you, Mark. Just get it back down into Ireland's half. They're not going to win their game from their own 22. They've got to attack now. They've got to throw caution to the wind, and they've got to hope that they can just find a breach in Ireland's defence.
Heaslip at the back of the line out. Now Ireland with numbers. He's had a big game. Sean O'Brien at number 7. O'Gara puts the ball up high. Looks as though just come off the side of his boot, so the line out will be taken. Back on the 35-metre mark as Australia ringing the changes. James Slipper at 17. Rob Sevens and 18 come on for Ben Alexander and Dan Vickerman.
Guys, he can't take it quickly when he's run up to the mark. got to take it from back there. No. Yep.
I am never one to write off an Australian team, no matter what sport, no matter what year, what they're playing for. They can always come back and sting you, but you do get the sense, as the minutes tick on, that pressure starts to build on this Australian side, but in an instant they can turn it on. Let's see if they can do it here. Ashley Cooper puts the dummy. Half break, taken by Sexton. He hasn't had the same impact that we've seen in the last couple of games. Here's Genia. But play is called back. Bryce Lawrence say interference run, so penalty to Ireland.
Yeah, I think Genia just ran behind one of his forwards who was sort of trucking up there. We'll see it now. It was a good call by the referee, Bryce Lawrence. You agree with that one, Mark?
Of course I do, Gavin. Bryce is a great referee. But you're right, Australia's still got 15 minutes. Again, it's only one converted try. We can do it.
You know, when that lovely three-quarter move again from Australia, I just love the way that they bring men in. They're different angles of running. They're creating width for themselves. But Ireland shepherded them in defence. So far, it's holding strong.
O'Connell, terrific line out. There's O'Driscoll crashing onto the ball. Pat McCabe, he's been there all night. O'Brien. There's O'Gara. Into the number 2, Rory Best. Conor Murray. His first dart of the night.
Hold!
Best falls into halfback. With his front row partner, Healy.
Hold, Ruck!
Whainga'a barges in to O'Brien. Sexton puts the ball up high. Good position. Oh, Quay Cooper looks as though possibly could have been taken out there as the ball continues to roll back. It's in the hands of Carney. Ireland hot on attack now. It's the big prop. Mike Ross, 3 metres out from the Australian line. Murray. O'Brien. They've got numbers stacked to the left. They keep it in tight. O'Connor. Healy gets pushed back. And the pressure starting to mount on Australia, but they hold now the Irish at bay, and they'll come up with a scrum 5 metres out from their line.
I don't know about the pressure on the field, but it's starting to build in the commentary box, that's for sure.
I know, I can sense on my left-hand side the temperature's starting to rise just a little bit.
We talk about the great Irish defence. Les Kiss, a former NRL or rugby league player, has played a big part in the Irish defence and doing a great job.
You know, momentum is a great thing in rugby, Mark, isn't it? And just they've had the momentum here, and just they were perhaps slightly lucky there. Carney just getting the ball. I felt that Brian O'Driscoll had maybe taken out a couple of the Australian defenders. Paul O'Connell's had a great game. The forwards are just working in unison. They're working incredibly hard to do that. And must admit, I've been impressed with halfback Murray since he's come on, just shepherding his players. He's got a good service on him. Goodness me, this is a test match, isn't it?
This is a test match. This is what Rugby World Cup is all about.
That's exactly, and this will be a great scrum. A very important scrum, obviously, for Australia.
Well, they've been under the pump for the first 68 minutes. Exactly right, Mark Eller. This is the most crucial scrum so far. Just to add to the drama, the elements come into effect again. Rain pours on Eden Park.
Down. Reset. Scrum.
And that rain is just absolutely teeming it down, isn't it? Just playing right into Ireland's hands, you fancy.
People talk about the luck of the Irish, but having a look at the elements and the injuries affecting the Australian team beforehand, maybe they brought their rabbit's foot, the horseshoe, and everything.